It's the Techstination Week podcast. I'm Fred Fishkin. Welcome to the compilation of this week's Techstination reports and more. Bringing artificial intelligence into intensive care units. A French startup, A-Intense, has been working with one of the largest hospitals in Paris and is bringing the technology to the U.S. and other countries as well, displaying it at this month's Consumer Electronics Show. CEO Daniel Duabot says the idea is to give physicians all the information they need about a patient's condition in one place.
To put on a dashboard all relevant variables that is useful for the intensivist to make a decision. Second step is to build a database of information that is consistent across the different hospitals.
To save lives and save on healthcare costs in the long term. One of the hot categories at this year's Consumer Electronics Show was once again kitchen tech, and a company called Cooking Pal showed off an automated appliance called Julia. Wonder where they came up with that name. So what can it do? At the risk of sounding like an infomercial, marketing manager Anna Komenko says there are two parts.
So with just one appliance, you could be mixing and chopping and whipping and steaming and boiling and even cooking the onion. So no more crying in the kitchen. You just put the onion into the bowl and it's going to chop it for you and it's going to cook it for you. The way to control it is through the Smart Kitchen Hub.
A tablet that is part of the system. But wait, there's more coming later this year. You can find it at cookingpal.com. Accessory maker Axcel is helping consumers stay charged and more connected with some new gadgets this year. A unique and fun way to plug in and charge all of those devices is the Power Cutie.
It's round. It has 3 outlets, 4 USB ports. It comes in 3 colors, red, white, or blue.
And says the company's Christine English has UL certified surge protection. Also new is Axcel's driverless dock that works with Macs, PCs, and even Android mobile devices, with, as the name implies, no drivers. VP Tenny Sin.
It's like magic. The external display will start in mirror mode, and the 4K HDMI will be working.
Along with the other docking ports you'll need. For more, head to axcelww.com. If one of your resolutions is to cut down on the amount of time the kids and maybe you spend in front of screens, might want to spend a little screen time watching Suzanne Crocker's film, All the Time in the World. She, her husband, 3 kids, 2 cats, and a dog spent 9 months in a small cabin in the bush in the Canadian Yukon. No electricity except for the batteries needed for filmmaking. And the story is about what happens to a family in that kind of setting. How has she dealt with screen time issues? Crocker told her oldest son he could only play video games that he wrote and programmed.
He took up that challenge and he really enjoyed programming video games more than playing them actually for a while. Yeah, and then he quickly went on to design board games and things like that.
You can find links to the film at allthetimeintheworld.ca. Building robots to do some good. The Dutch delegation from TechLeap at this year's Consumer Electronics Show were showing robotic technology designed to clean up beaches around the world and help farmers get rid of weeds without chemicals. Martine Lucart from the delegation says Oddbot can use machine vision to tell the difference between weeds and crops.
We now primarily focus on organic farmers because they are now forced to do it manually.
On the beach cleaning side is a robotic machine called Project BB.
This is a robot that can drive autonomously over the beaches to detect small litter.
From plastic bottles to things as small as cigarette butts and clean them up. They're looking to form partnerships around the world. Find more at projectbb.org. Those are our reports for this week. You can find a full archive of reports and complete interviews at Techstination.com. Thanks for listening. Now this. How many companies out there have continued to innovate when it comes to building a better radio? I'm Fred Fishkin, host of Techstination, and I'm here to tell you about the new CC Skywave SSB radio from the wonderful people at C. Crane. Bob and his crew really love radio, and it shows in this new compact model that is packed with features. Beyond great AM and FM reception and sound, you can tune into shortwave signals from around the world, listen to ham radio operators, aviation, and more. It's the radio you'll turn to every day and in emergencies. It will run for nearly 3 days on just 2 AA batteries. Pair the sleep timer with the new Soft Speaker 3, and you've got the perfect radio for your nightstand. Of course, it can wake you up too. Click on C-Crane at Techstination.com and put in the code Techstination for a free flashlight with your order. They love radio, and you'll love C-Crane.